How's everybody doing?
Good, thank you.
Excellent. So we are eRealty Media, and we build stress-free technology and expand your digital footprint so you can focus on the business of real estate. My name is Alex Montalenti. I'm one of the co-founders of eRealty Media. I actually grew up in this area. I grew up in Manhasset most of my life. I now live in Miami. And I was a licensed realtor in New York right out of college. My mom was a realtor, so we've been in real estate for 25 years. And now I'm a licensed realtor down in Florida as well. And together we have a technology company. I've spoken on numerous panels, Inman Connect, done different trainings for offices, and I'm also a technology coach, a business coach, a life coach, and also a meditation instructor. So I really focus on stress-free technology. So technology should make our life easier, not harder, less overwhelming, more peaceful. So that's what I'm looking to create in this world. Our team, we have a couple people from our team here today. This is Daniel Radu. He's my business partner and co-founder. We have Alex on the video over there. He's a creative videographer. He can do everything from headshots to complete creative masterpieces, from your professional, personal video to a property, anything you'd like luxury-wise, he can take care of that. We also have Fernando in the back of the room there. Fernando is from New York City, and he is a virtual reality expert, genius, builds algorithms, crazy guy. And he's brought a virtual reality headset with us here, and he can offer any of you to go through a virtual reality experience. That's something for the future, actually even for today, is doing virtual reality for properties. We're a pretty large company. We're based out of Connecticut, New York, and Miami. We have over 20 people on our team, including programmers, developers, graphic designers, search engine optimization experts, search engine marketing experts, Facebook ads, Google marketing. We're a Google partner. And we do technology coaching. My partner and I, we launched eRealty Media in 2003 out of our garage in Manhasset. So we worked out of our garage for a couple of years till we built up the business, actually meeting brokers in our garage, which was crazy. When they came into the driveway, they're like, wait, this is your office? Okay. Yeah, this is where we're at right now. But now we're nationwide, and we have a huge team. And it's all thanks to realtors like you on Long Island especially. We have over 200 real estate offices on Long Island that we serve. Thousands of agents, and we were one of the first companies to implement MLS data onto websites when that became a thing. So as I said, we develop stress-free technology and expand your digital footprint so you can focus on the business of real estate. We believe strongly that your focus and your expertise is in real estate. So managing all of these different technologies, it can be overwhelming and can be a lot of work. And we want to be your partner in that so we can handle the technology side to make you more effective on the real estate sales side. We work with agents, teams, and offices. Our services include responsive websites, web marketing, search optimization, social media, company branding, custom blogs. We did the kwgoldcoast.com website. We also did Bart's website and Andrew Levine's website. And we've been working with Bart for over 10 years. This is from the Realtor Association. They just released a report in 2016 about real estate and technology. And they said the top challenge for real estate firms and real estate offices is technology. Keeping up to date with technology, it takes up a lot of time. So that was 48% of realtors that said that. And we understand that. So that's why we provide technology coaching. So we do workshops like this for offices completely free of charge, especially offices that we work with currently, because we not only want to show you what we've done for the office, but we've noticed that the agents in the office aren't necessarily taking full advantage of us. So we want to really reach out and get to know all of you and make sure you know that we're available. In this workshop, this is what we're going to cover. So we're going to cover the value of websites, the importance of mobile responsiveness, lead generation techniques, smart SEO, which is search engine optimization, marketing strategies that work, setting up the foundation, so setting up a hub so that you can start generating leads and bringing business to you, your own brand. Talk about creating a marketing plan, search engine optimization goals and the competition, the marketplace, understanding where you are in the competition, online advertising avenues, social media exposure, listing exposure, contact management, following up on leads, the value of content, and automation tools. Sounds like a lot. I'm gonna really condense it and try to keep it simple, and hopefully you're gonna walk away with some value that you can actually implement immediately. So the first thing we're gonna do is jump right into something we can do right now. So right now, this is KW Gold Coast Facebook page. And this Facebook page has, I think, somewhere around 370 likes. So what that means is that every post that KW Gold Coast is putting on their Facebook page is reaching at least 370 people. Now that's a great audience, and we can actually amplify that. So what I'd like to do as an exercise right now is, if you were to go to KW Gold Coast Facebook page, so some of you have laptops, if you can go to Facebook, find KW Gold Coast Facebook page, whether you're on, you can even do it on your phone as well. And it would be a cool goal to actually try to reach 300 additional new likes for the company. Okay, so you guys are an awesome team. You all showed up today, and I just want to show you how quickly you can get results. Okay, so by going to KW Gold Coast Facebook page, there's a section on the page that says invite your friends to like this page. Now everybody here can actually invite people to like this page. And why would you invite people to like this page? Well, first of all, by inviting your friends to like KW Gold Coast page, they're going to start receiving updates from the company as to what's going on at KW Gold Coast. It's also going to start a conversation with all of your friends. So now, for example, I'm in the website business, but not everybody knows I'm in the website business. So until I started inviting my friends to like my website business page, they didn't even know that I made websites. They're like, I don't even know what this guy does. He's just like all over the place, traveling, meetings, what is he doing? And then I put this out there that, hey, come like my page, we make websites. And people, my friends, started reaching out and saying, man, I didn't know you made websites. Let's have a meeting. So I generated business just by reaching out to people. It's super easy through this. So you click on that link and your list of friends will show up, and there's an invite button next to each friend. By just clicking the invite button, Facebook automatically sends a message out and invites them to like the page. So this is announcing to all your friends that you're in real estate, you work at KW Gold Coast, which is an awesome company, and maybe it'll start a conversation. It'll also increase the audience that your team here has in the community. So people are on Facebook all the time, and throughout all of these posts they see of photos and things like that, they're also seeing occasionally a message from a company. And your company can actually be reaching that audience on your behalf, strengthening your brand in the marketplace. Are there any questions on that so far?
Is there a way to do a full copy? I
So
think I know
Facebook-
the answer to that.
Yeah, Facebook makes it easy, but they don't want to make it too easy because then it becomes spammy.
Right, so there's no select all.
There's no select all. You just have to
Right.
click invite.
Right.
If you had 300 friends, it would probably take 10 to 15 minutes to invite everybody. Generally speaking, we see 25% of people liking the page within an hour to 24 hours. So you could just really expand your reach
Because
pretty
there's a
quickly.
lot of agents, they want to start a Facebook business page,
Yep.
and they have, they just started, they have 10 people on there, but they have 1,500 people on their personal Facebook page. It'd
Exactly.
be nice to transfer. I know you can't transfer it.
Yep.
You gotta do it one by one.
You do one, but it's just one click per person.
Okay.
So you could either delegate it to somebody, son, friend, or assistant, or you could just do it yourself.
If I invite people that I have on Facebook to go to this website and they see Vita Shukla there instead of me, why would I do that?
So everybody, this page is actually a collaborative team page.
Yeah.
So as a team, you should all be working together to provide as much information about the company as a whole there. So there could be an agent featured right now, but then maybe there's another agent featured. So there's no preferential treatment here.
You could just pick a page that doesn't have an agent, just has the office on it.
Right.
But that
So you don't run into
basically,
that issue, I
it was
guess.
congratulating Vita for doing 100% of her commissions. Yeah.
Right, but I understand what she's saying, so people
it's
think
her phone number.
Peter is great,
Yeah.
Call Gita, so I can understand that.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, totally. So that's something that as a team, and we provide this kind of coaching and strategy
Yeah.
with you. So as a team, we would want to make this page as fair and as promotional for everybody as possible, right? So things like company market reports, how well is the company doing in the marketplace would be a great thing to post on here. So we do a lot of this coaching with a client we have in Huntington, Signature Premier Properties, and we help them in just like 2 days go from 500 likes to 1,500 likes in 2 days. So now they're suddenly reaching 1,500 people in the Huntington community. And since then, it's expanded even more, and we provided them strategic training on what to post on there, so that it becomes beneficial. And I get where you're coming from, because it's like, why would I promote another agent necessarily?
If I put my card there, then
Right.
because they would even think, why would I show this and that I'm not there?
Right. So we could
If I'm
create.
not friends.
So we could create a photo album on here with all the agents, for example, and that photo album could even have links to all the agents' websites, right? So it's something that's fair for everybody, but that actually promotes the entire company. Keller Williams, you guys have amazing marketing. I mean, I go to 200 real estate offices on Long Island, I don't see as nice marketing as I see at KW. So taking those marketing pieces and putting them up on this would be huge. And then reaching all these people. Now, in addition to marketing the KW Gold Coast, you could also just create your own business Facebook page and promote yourself and invite all your friends to like that page.
I would like to see my listings there.
Exactly. So that's a free service, actually. So Facebook provides completely free of charge for you to have a business Facebook page. And they've made it as easy as they could make it up till now. So they actually walk you through all the steps. So if you went to create your own business Facebook page, that would be just yours with your listings on them, your open houses, your under contracts, your sold. And that's a great free tool, right? So it's,
I had, but who goes there if I don't promote?
you have to, so inviting all of your friends to like it is step one, and then I can talk to you about how else to leverage it, right?
Facebook asked me to spend, a few dollars a day
Yeah,
to promote it to people.
and again, so that's where you would, speak to us, because I don't think that would be the most cost-efficient use of your money. Because they're just gonna push out to some random demographics, when we can actually target it a little bit better for you.
Well, you also customize Facebook sites.
Totally,
So
yeah.
if you have your own website and you want your Facebook business site to look like your website, heading, colors, you do that also. So
Yeah.
it's not just Facebook generic like a lot of people have.
Exactly. So
That's-
yeah, we
that's
create
important, too.
consistent branding across all social media platforms. We believe branding is key, just like Keller Williams believes branding is key. So we can take a page you already set up and customize it, or we can do it from scratch for you. It depends how much time you want to put into yourself versus, working with us. But Facebook is an amazing tool that I know people get business from, like realtors get business from Facebook. Having your reviews on Facebook is a huge deal. Not only for Google, because Google is actually indexing Facebook very highly, but also when people go to check you out. and they do go check you out. Having a professional website is important also. I mean, you have 2 seconds to make a favorable impression on your website. So we built the website for KW, we built the website for Bart, we can build a website for any of you. And if you have a website, you want to assess that website and see what kind of results you're getting out of it and how professional it is. More importantly, is it mobile responsive? Okay, mobile responsive means that your website is actually easy to view on all mobile devices. Whether it's an iPhone, a Samsung, an iPad mini, full iPad, iPad Pro. Nowadays we've got tons and tons of devices, right? But websites don't look the same on all devices. It's kind of a problem with technology, is to make it uniform. So a new technology came out recently called mobile responsive. And that means that it actually responds to whatever size device your customer is on. So you want to make sure that you have a mobile responsive website.
That's a big deal, because if a buyer's in a car and they're looking or shopping for something,
Yeah.
and they come across your website and they have to like stretch it to find a number and make it legible, if they have to do that work, they're gonna be gone in a second, they're gonna go somewhere else where it's all right in front of you. That's a big deal.
And it's not an if anymore, it's like, it is.
It's a must.
Yeah, I mean, my wife and I, when we were shopping, we would go buy homes and we would just get on our phone and be like, oh, how much is that home? And if there was an easy call to action, if I could click to call the agent, maybe I would. If there wasn't and they made it complicated or I couldn't figure out how to use it, I'm out of there. My attention span is way low. Google is also promoting mobile first. So they made an announcement that they're going to be promoting websites that are mobile responsive above websites that are not mobile responsive. So if your site's not mobile responsive, forget about being on page 1, even page 2. You're probably going to be on 3, 4, or 5. Over 70% of users browse real estate from mobile devices. That's a huge statistic. I mean, it used to be how many people are browsing the internet for properties. Now it's how many people are browsing from a mobile device. And what are they seeing when they go there? This is also from the Realtor Association report. So 72% of buyers use a mobile or tablet for searching. That's from the Realtor Association. 95% are searching on a website. 92% are using an agent throughout the process at some point. 49% coming in from yard signs, 50% from open houses, and 36% from video. So the next phase that's coming, it's already hit, but that you want to think about is video. Are you getting yourself out there on video? When people are on Facebook, video and Facebook Live are actually pushed to the top. So if you do a Facebook Live at an open house, your Facebook Live is automatically being announced to all of your friends and everybody in the community, and it's being pushed right at the top. Right, so Bart is Facebook Live right now. That's showing up as soon as I go on Facebook, so I can go check it out. All right, so now you've got a website, or maybe you don't, maybe you just have an agent page. You're on there on the web somewhere, you're trying to generate leads, right? You're trying to get the phone to ring, you're making phone calls, you're emailing, whatever you're doing to get people to work with you. There's a whole bunch of ways to actually go fishing here. So what are the lead generation techniques? You have websites, which you want to make sure are professional and mobile responsive so that you're fishing with the right rod. If you're fishing with a bad rod, chance of catching a fish, not going to happen. Advertising, you want to make sure you're fishing in the right pond. You want to be in places where there's a lot of users, there's a lot of customers, right? So I mean, Zillow, for example, could be a good pond to look at. Realtor.com might be another pond to look at. Facebook, huge pond that not a lot of realtors are fishing in. Content, you want to be fishing with the right bait. So all of you are experts in real estate, and there's probably something unique to each of you that you know that other realtors don't know, and that customers really want to know. So if you were to write some valuable content, even if it was one piece a month, but it was like a really good piece about, let's say, Manhasset, Flower Hill, and you wrote about like all the different streets on Flower Hill, what properties sold in Flower Hill, what's the going market rate, things like that, somebody looking to buy in Flower Hill would catch wind of that piece if you promoted it properly, and it's not hard to do that. You could actually target these people, and then you come across as an expert in Flower Hill.
I guess what people do is, they'll say, 5 last homes that just closed in Flower Hill or in Manhasset. But it's not necessarily your homes,
Right.
but it's okay to use that, because you're not saying my closings, and then it makes you look like an expert in that area.
Exactly. There's so many ways to do this valuable content stuff. It's just about having some form of a strategy to it, and it really doesn't take a lot of time. Like, you can have a viral piece that you wrote a year ago, and it's still being read years later. It's just about writing like really one good piece, and if you're not a great writer, no problem. You just have to share your expertise with a copywriter. You can find them on Fiverr for $5 or $20, and they'll write the piece for you.
You know, and it's interesting, not to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
Maria Babeb
Yeah.
had a story that I was speaking with her a while back, where she had a listing of $8-9 million, and she did a whole video, drone, like real professional video of the house, and then it expired, it never sold. It lost, it went to another realtor. And then while I was with the other realtor, 6 months later, somebody found Maria's video online,
Yep.
called her, and bought the house through her. She brought the buyer in.
Yep.
So by letting that video linger in forever, the lead came to her, even though it wasn't her listing anymore,
Right.
she made the sale. So it's.
Yeah, she told me that story. Marie Bavive is one of our clients. She has luxurylongisland.com.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, these are called like evergreen posts, meaning it's a post that just lingers and it brings in leads even later.
You had mentioned a resource for Fiverr,
Fiverr, yep,
FIV.
FIVRR.com.
Thank you.
You can get flyers created, you can get marketing pieces created, all kinds of things on there.
But they're copywriters that you can.
Yep, there's copywriters. Blogging, you want to reel people in with valuable content. So what we just spoke about, if you had a blog and you're creating some blog posts on there, you're actually reeling people in by sharing your valuable expertise. And I know you all have it, it's about having the tool to put it out on something. And a blog is such an easy tool to use. Social media, again, that's where the fish hang out. So you want to be fishing all day long on social media. You know, Facebook, Instagram. Those are my favorite right now, is Facebook and Instagram. And I'll tell you why in a second. Email marketing, you want to be fishing consistently. So I mean, I go fishing from time to time when I visit Long Island, and some weeks we don't catch fish. But if I don't go out every week to try to catch fish, I'm not going to catch anything. It could be 1 week I catch, 1 week I don't catch, the next week I catch, it could be a month that I don't catch. But if I do it consistently, eventually something bites. Search engine optimization is getting found on the search engines, right? So when people are Googling your name, what are they finding? This is very, very important test to do for yourself, right? You go out on a listing presentation and maybe you get it signed, that's awesome. And if you don't get it signed, maybe they're looking to look you up. So they Google your name, and then what are they finding? So I Googled Bart, just to mess around. Fortunately,
The whole
Bart,
prison thing wasn't my fault. I was innocent, I don't know what happened.
so I've actually seen that, right? So what he's talking about, like, I've seen that with realtors. There was like a case that this person had 10 years ago, and it's still lingering on page 1 when you Google their name. That's unfortunate, and they need to do some reputation management there. But I Googled Bart, and he's all good, right? Page 1 was all clean, it was all realtor, it was very professional. The first result was Keller Williams, his site on Keller Williams, and the second result was his website. Now, why is that important? That's important because that's the thing that he can control. Okay, the rest of the results, you actually don't have much control over. So if your Zillow profile shows up, you don't really have that much control over what Zillow puts on there. What I mean by that is, yeah, you can go update your bio, you can make sure your listings are on there, but you need to kind of lure your clients into doing a review on Zillow, right? But getting a review from your clients via email is a piece of cake in comparison than getting them to go to Zillow and fill it in. So on your website, you could have 20, 30 testimonials. You can show exactly what you want to show. Properties you've sold, properties that are under contract. You really have control of that whole space. And if that's the first thing people see when they Google your name, that's the best thing they can see about you. If they're going to Facebook, your Facebook page, which is probably going to get indexed, your Zillow page, which is probably going to get indexed, and they see very few reviews, I don't know, personally, I'm not going to use you. I just listed my property in Miami, and I interviewed 5 different agents, and I went with the one that had amazing reviews, stellar reviews, had amazing history. I did my research. You know, I wanted to make sure I had the right person. That agent just made an amazing video about my property. I mean, I'll share it with you guys. But that's what I was looking for. I was looking for cutting edge. So that's something you really want to be careful of, is Google your name and manage that reputation. And if you don't have a website, you want to consider that that's your opportunity to actually put what you want out on the web. So you could have yourname.com and have what you want showing to the public.
Yeah, because in Zillow, if you're partners with another agent or 2 other agents, they don't have partnership on Zillow. That property can come up with your partner, but you don't have a problem with it, but then you just lost your personal exposure for that property.
Right.
Because Zillow doesn't have anything in place, which I can't believe, for 2 agents on listing the property,
Right.
2 partner agents. But on the website, it's obviously everything's you. With Zillow, it's amazing that they don't have that yet.
Yeah, completely get that result. But there's a lot of data inaccuracy also on a lot of these sites. You know, listings that have expired, listings that no longer exist. And then there's a lot of kind of weird stuff in there too. You know, like he's pretty clean over here, but I mean, I've seen some nasty stuff out there.
I don't know about that, but.
So I mean, you want to set a solid foundation, just like a home. You know, you want something that you can build on. Same thing with your online web presence. So a website, mobile responsive, with some search engine optimization is a solid foundation. From there, you can expand, right? So you could start doing blogging, you could start doing social media. But if you're doing social media and you're not sending them back to something that really represents who you are, you're missing out. So what happens a lot is, you know, somebody like me comes and pitches a service to you and says, I'm going to get you all these leads, and then maybe you take your chances on that service. And then you measure the results, and then you say, shit, that was a waste of money, right? And then you try something else. You know, this could even be with Zillow. Like, Zillow's pretty expensive, and I've seen realtors that have done extremely well with Zillow, and I've seen realtors that have spent a lot of money and not gotten a lot of return on their investment. So I mean, it can go both ways. What's important is to actually have a marketing plan. So this is a very toned down, simple version of a marketing plan, but this is something that we work with our clients on. Is we want to look at your situation. What's going on in your market? We want to look at what your goals are. What do you want to achieve? What's your strategy? How are we going to get you there, right? What's your budget? What's your plan? You know, what's this all going to cost, and what kind of timing are you looking for to achieve the results? And then we want to measure it, right? Because without the measurement, we actually don't know how well we're doing, and then we want to adjust it. So we just keep adjusting it and tweaking it until we find something that works. So I have certain clients that are doing Facebook ads right now, and they're absolutely killing it on Facebook with ads. So what do? Once we see that we tweaked it until the point that it works, now we multiply it. So we run 2 campaigns. We double the budget. They see twice the amount of leads. It's crazy the amount of leads that you can get from Facebook ads right now. So that's, you know, very untapped marketing. So you got all these different avenues that you can go down with marketing. Online advertising, you know, Zillow, Facebook, Realtor, syndicating your listing, Google. You know, even Google has a free service. Google Your Business. You can actually set up a profile page on Google, completely free. But I'm not a big fan of all those because those cost a ton of money, right? So I'm looking to get you the most ROI for the least amount of money. And so you can go spend all this money on Zillow, on Realtor.com, listing syndication, sign up for all these portals, do Google AdWords. I'm actually not a big fan of Google AdWords either. I think you're gonna blow a lot of money there. This is what I believe in, content. So content is what actually makes you appear as an expert to the world. And it doesn't take much to do that. But what I often see happening is if I go to a buyer's guide on one website and I go to a buyer's guide on another website, I feel like I'm reading the same stuff over and over and over. When it's actually not even true. Like, you have a unique concept to buying and selling, and you might have a unique concept to buying and selling. And you serve different markets, and we can actually zoom right in on that. So writing good content pieces is actually what's gonna put you ahead, and in the long run, this is what's gonna win. Because companies like Zillow and Realtor are never gonna dive into your local market to the level that you know it. Like, they don't know that Bonnie Heights Road is a street in Manhasset, and what kind of properties sell on Bonnie Heights, and what kind of homes just got rebuilt on Bonnie Heights, right? But if that's your market, you would actually know that, because you drive down that street, you've been to the open houses, you know what's going on in that market. Zillow's never gonna go there. So that's your opportunity. If your website and your online presence is zoomed in and you have content about these areas, when people are Googling Manhasset, you're gonna show up. And that's the long-term play. So that's what I'm working on with my clients, is making sure that their content is there and their content is deep, and it just keeps getting deeper. Even if it's one article a month, that's 12 articles a year. That's 12 pages you might have about Manhasset that every other company is only gonna have one page about Manhasset. You're the neighborhood specialist, so we can really leverage that online. And then we can start sharing it. So once you have these great content pieces, we work on a strategy to start sharing it on social media, then other people start sharing it for you, and now your efforts just get multiplied with very little upfront. This is currently, according to the Realtor Association, the participation in social media. So 80% of realtors are on Facebook. To what degree, it varies, but at least they're on it. 71% are on LinkedIn, 32% are on Google. So those are the top 3 right now where people are actually playing. All of these, people aren't really playing in yet. So to me, that's a huge opportunity. Only 14% of realtors are on Instagram. Millennials are definitely on Instagram. So you have an opportunity to leverage yourself on Instagram versus all the other realtors out there. And that could even be part of your presentation. Like, when I got pitched for my condo in Miami, she was like, yeah, I'm all over Instagram. And she is all over Instagram. Twitter, Pinterest, real estate blogs, YouTube. You know, if you're not playing in at least these top 4, you're missing out on a huge market, and you want to at least compete. And if you want to leapfrog, then you want to look at these bottom 4 and say, hey, these are the areas I can play in that nobody else is playing in. Any questions so far?
Can you make these sheets available to us so we know what to pick and choose?
Yeah, I can forward this presentation over. All right, 12 steps to social media marketing success. I saw this online and I thought it hit it pretty well. So I'll just touch on these really quick. And we can work with you on this. So this isn't something you necessarily have to take on yourself. But let me show you how you can really create it in a way that's not a lot of work for you. So first thing is, we'll research your audience, understand who you're trying to hit, okay? Number 2, we'll choose the networks that you think you want to go after. So if it's Instagram, Facebook, we'll just choose those 2. If it's all of them, we can go after all of them. Then we're going to state your key performance indicators. So what actually makes you stand out? How many properties have you sold this year? Where do you rate in the marketplace? Anything that's a key performance indicator. If you don't have it for yourself because you're new, let's use the company's key performance indicators and leverage that. We're gonna write a playbook. Okay, so we're just gonna write very simple. What are we gonna post on Mondays? What are we gonna post on Tuesdays? What are we gonna post on Wednesdays? On Fridays, we should probably post open houses. You know, on Mondays, maybe we'll post new listings, and they don't even have to be your new listings. They could just be new listings in Flower Hill, let's say. We're gonna align, so we're gonna figure out who on your team, if you have a team, is gonna take care of what. And if you're individual, we're gonna align and say, okay, is this what you wanna do on your own, or do you want us to do it for you? Or do you want us just to train you and then you're set and you're gonna run with it? Whatever it is, we're gonna align a strategy. Then we're gonna take 30 to 60 minutes per week and just develop the whole week's worth of stuff. Okay, and that's all it takes, like 30 to 60 minutes.
I'm just curious about, right, like Monday you said, post new listings, they don't have to be your new listings. Does that fall under advertising someone else's properties, or?
No, as long as you do the courtesy of,
Oh,
so the
okay.
MLS listing has courtesy of Douglas Elliman, let's say,
Okay,
it's perfectly legal.
okay,
You have to ask the agent.
No, you can just say, these are new listings, and you can have a link, for example, to all the new listings on the MLS in that market or on that street. There's all sorts of ways to pull that off, and it's perfectly legal.
okay.
Like, we work tightly with MLS, so we follow all compliance rules, and we know that as long as every listing has on the bottom courtesy of who the actual listing broker is. and
Even
a
if it's
pretty
so small you can't read it, as
Yeah,
long
it's
as
pretty
it's on
small
there.
print, but it's totally legal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Then we go into creation. So we're not gonna sit there and every day go, what should I post on social media today? No, we write it all on Monday, or we write it all on Sunday, and then we schedule it for the week. So now it's just automated, right? So now you don't even need to think about it. I actually do this for the whole month. So I just sit down and I think of all the posts I wanna do all month, and then I delegate them to my assistant, and they just pop it into Hootsuite, and boom, they start pushing these out. So I mean, all these words sound like, oh, what's Hootsuite, what's that? We work with you on that, and all I need is 30 to 60 minutes of your time per week, and you can have the whole thing done. Or even, you could do 60 minutes a month and have like 30 posts written. It's really not a lot. We're not looking to write a whole book. We're just writing a few lines. On Twitter, it's like a few characters. Then we post the stuff, and then we treat each platform differently. So if it's a video that we're posting, we're gonna put that on Instagram and Facebook. If it's just text, we're gonna put it on Twitter and Facebook. Depending on what it is, we figure out where it's gonna go. Maybe we assign someone. So I mean, there's, a whole world of people that need work, and post, if you gave them a plan, like these are the posts they need to make, here's access to my social media accounts, they can just go post this stuff for you. Or you could use a company like Hootsuite that automates it, or you can use a company like us and we'll do it for you. So I mean, there's all different ways. It doesn't have to fall all on you. Then we schedule reporting. What's nice is all of these platforms nowadays provide you free reporting. So you can actually see how many people look at that post. Okay, so let's say you post something on Facebook and it gets shared and there's comments on it, or maybe not, and you would know, okay, that post, not so hot. That post got a lot of interaction. Let's write more posts that kind of speak like that. So now you start tweaking it more and more, and we could look at that with you and say, you know what, that post that week, that was huge. Let's even reuse that post in 2 weeks. You can actually send the same post again. Or you can tweak it a little bit. And then, yeah, just constant reanalysis, just like looking at it and making sure that you keep tweaking it. Now, if all that sounds complicated, then at the very least, sharing your listing on Facebook is something that you can do with one click. So if you were to go on KW Gold Coast website, if you don't have your own website, and you click on the Facebook icon, and you're already logged into your Facebook, this thing will pop up.
I don't see an app called Facebook. You could try it.
Okay.
Yeah, so this Facebook thing would pop up, and you would have all the details about the property, and a link back to that property on the website, and your photo appears on that website with your contact info. So if they're interested in that property, they can contact you directly. And this is just one click. I hit the Facebook icon, I look at it, maybe I write a few lines, hit post to Facebook, done. And if your audience is big because you've done the homework in the beginning, like what I went over in the beginning of the presentation, and you have a good audience, you've just reached 300 people, 1,000 people, 1,500 people. That just keeps building. And all you did was share this listing.
You said your Facebook has to be open at the same time?
You just have to be logged in.
Right.
long as you're logged in. If you're not logged in, it's gonna prompt and say, hey, you're not logged in. You log in, and boom, right there. I mean, this, I know people have gotten listing inquiries and sold properties just by sharing their listings on Facebook. It's a piece of cake. This is where the gold is. So leveraging your contacts. Just by a show of hands, I'd like to see how many people store your contacts in a CRM or some sort of contact database. Okay, so about half the room. So this is where you can really leverage your business. Like this is what I see normally is about half the room. So half the room is storing it in a contact database, and the other half is probably storing it on your phone, right? You probably have like on your phone like all the contacts and the phone numbers, text messages, etc. That's great that it's there. If we didn't have our phones, what would we do? Rolodex, paper, I don't know. But we could actually download all these contacts from your phone in like 5 minutes. So we could work with you in 5 minutes, have that done. And we could store that online in a contact database. So why would you do that? Well, a CRM is actually going to provide you follow-up, notes about the contact. You could start having information about what listings they sold, what you sold for them, or what their interests have been. So you get to store more information about them, okay? But that's not it. There's more. You can actually take that list and match it up to your Facebook and start friending all these people on Facebook so they're seeing how active you are on real estate. You could start doing email campaigns to all these people automatically. Just put them on a drip so that they're getting something from you at least once a week or once every 2 weeks. If you don't have that, I mean, we can help you to download your contacts from your phone. If you're just using an email account, you can actually export from your email. Even if you use Gmail and you don't even have the first name and last name, you just have their email address, guess what? Gmail is storing that information. So when you go to export it from Gmail, it's gonna grab first name, last name, and email address. So you're gonna have this sweet little database of all the people that you've ever been in touch with, ever worked with, and that's like your sphere, right? Those are all the people that potentially could do another deal with you, or if they haven't done a deal with you, maybe they could do a deal with you in the future. This is where the money's at. You know, I mean, this is really where you're gonna be able to stay in communication and leverage those people to start doing business with you. And the more information you know about them, the more you can do with them. And I mean, the world is storing all this information about all of you right now. So Amazon knows like what, you know, your name, your email address, your phone number, your address, what you like, what protein shake you use, what food you order, what shirts you buy, all this information so that they can market to you. And just the same, eventually, if you're working a neighborhood, you should know what email address, what phone number, what name, who lives at that house, when's the last time that house sold, when's the turnover, when's the last time I sold them a home. So you could be storing all that information, which is gold, right? And it's all kind of available, so it's something that you can leverage. Now, where the ball gets dropped for myself in sales is in the follow-up, right? So I have a great meeting, I do a website presentation, they love it, they say send me a proposal, hopefully I do within 24 hours. If I don't, I've already dropped the ball. Then it goes to 48 hours, okay, finally I get the proposal out, I follow up, and we're not interested right now, okay, how long? Give us a week, I follow up, if I'm lucky, or I drop the ball. So that whole follow-up process is where we're kind of leaving money on the table. And what I like to say, which we put here, is keep calm and don't drop the ball. So just because they don't buy right away or they don't do business with you right away, eventually they're gonna sell their home. Eventually they're gonna buy a website. So having all this information in a contact database or a CRM is your way of keeping track of that and automatically having reminders. So CRMs actually do automatic reminders for you, so now you don't need to think about it. Did I follow up? When did I last time I followed up? If you're just using that, it's automatically gonna remind you, hey, you haven't spoken to that person in about 2-3 weeks, and you put here that to call them in 2-3 weeks. So that's, you know, that happens to me all the time. You know, I get a follow-up call, you know, Bart back in 2 months because he's interested in SEO, and then I hopefully call him or I drop the ball, right?
What do you recommend as far as one of the stronger CRM user-friendly that are out there? Because everybody tries different things. They don't like the way it looks, but it has a great drip campaign. They like easy access. But any suggestions you have when it comes to?
Yes, I mean, it obviously depends on budget. For our company, we use Zoho CRM.
What is it?
Zoho,
Zoho?
Z-O-H-O. That's about $50 a month.
Right.
It's pretty customizable. So it's the competitor to Salesforce. Salesforce is going to be a lot more expensive and probably a little less customizable. Doesn't make sense, more expensive, less customizable, but that's the way it works. Another one is Follow Up Boss, followupboss.com. We actually integrate with that company. So if you have a website with us, we can integrate Follow Up Boss right into the website.
How expensive is that?
Again, around $45-50 a month. Another one is Contactually, CONTACTUALLY.com. What's that?
Repeat that?
Contactually, like contact, and actually. And our solution comes with a free CRM built into our solution. So if you end up working with us, there's a CRM. It's not going to be as comprehensive as, let's say, a Contactually or a Zoho CRM, but it's something to at least get your contacts off of your phone and off of your spreadsheets and into something online. Now, the other thing is obviously sales is a numbers game. So I actually know, based on my metrics, that I need to make about 20 phone calls to have a really good conversation with a prospect. So once you figure out those metrics for yourself, it's actually something you rely on instead of something that you fear. So it's like, okay, I know that I have to make 20 phone calls before I have a good conversation with somebody who wants to buy a website. So I go and I make 19 phone calls, and if I give up at 19 because I didn't get anybody, I didn't go to 20. So on average, every 20 phone calls, I have a really good conversation, and out of that conversation, 50% close. So I know all these metrics, so I'm actually confident that if I'm just gonna spend 2-3 hours on the phone, I'm gonna get these results. So once you figure out those metrics, for everybody it's slightly different, but you have a certain metric equation or algorithm that works for you, then you actually have confidence to make that 20th call or make that 21st call, because one of those people is going to buy it. You want to make sure you're taking advantage of automation tools. So these are actually provided with kwgoldcoast.com right now for all of you. You have the Facebook sharing tool, totally free of charge, available to all of you. You have automatic print flyers that are generated for every listing, and we have a bunch of different templates on there. And if those templates, you don't like the way they look and you want your own, we can customize it and make a template for you, and then implement it. And now you've got automatically generated print flyers for every listing, with open house information, with all of your contact information. I'm not sure what you guys use for print flyers. I mean, I've seen everything from, the person in the front office doing Illustrator files to, is that what's going on?
Yeah,
Okay.
so this is like so much easier for everyone.
Right.
Because they can basically generate it on their own.
It's automatically generated. So we update with the MLS every hour. So the second that listing hits the MLS, 1 hour from then, a print flyer is generated with multiple views. 1 photo view, 2 photo view, 3 photo, 5 photo.
And you can have like a co-lister with you
Yep.
and
Can you show us how to get there?
what?
I can after, in like one-on-ones would be better. So Dan and I will be here after and we can walk you through it. I just want to make sure I get through the content and then I can be here for Q&A. This is a unique, yeah, I used you as an example.
Thank you.
So this is a unique offer that we created just for your office. Okay, so this is something new that we're doing. And what we did is, We've been working on this for about a year, and we just got approval from MLS. So what this means is we can create an agent website based off of the office website data. That's your website branded completely to you, okay? So your photo is here, and let me just go to a, go to it here. Yeah. So this is a website, mobile responsive, with Barbara's information, Barbara's listings, her actives, her under contracts, her solds, automatically updated every hour. She doesn't have to do anything. This thing's ready to go. And this can be ready to go for all of you as well. The beauty of this is you don't have to pay MLS the additional fee of $29 a month for the data. Because you guys are already an office client, we've been working with MLS to get compliance on this. So now we can roll out websites for all the agents, and they don't have to pay the additional fee to MLS of $29 a month. As long as it's matching exactly the company branding, MLS approved it. Okay? Now we can do video integration on it. It's got the full search. If we scroll down, it's gonna have your listings, a bio about you, and a lead generator. And it's got a full navigation. Which is over here. So we're not on mobile view right now.
Does that have landing page?
Yep.
So if things go on Zillow, does this come? They come here right away?
So on your Zillow profile, you would have a link to this website. So Zillow allows you to have a link from Zillow profile to your website.
I mean, other listings for customers to search.
Yeah, this has the full MLS search capability. We're
Oh,
not tied into
Zillow.
Zillow, we're tied into the MLS, which is the
But
source of the
things are-
listings.
Things are before MLS, they go on Zillow sometimes.
If
But
it,
they
so
are
if
exclusive.
it's an office exclusive, you'll have the capability to go in here and add the listing to the website.
Well,
If it's not mine, it's somebody else's I'm talking about, and they are on Zillow, and customer goes on Zillow before me, and they tell me.
I'd have to look at the specific case that you're talking about, but we do allow you to manually enter listings. We don't download listings from Zillow, and we do download everything from MLS.
So this is the office's website personalized to the agents in the office.
So the other way around, this is an agent's website matching the branding of the office website.
So if a consumer wants to go on what we're looking at, what would they type in?
Anybodysname.com, for example.
Or a property, right? Just search by property and come up with the agent who's listed.
Yeah, that would be different, but I think he's talking about like typing it in with a URL. So I mean, so it could be like, Bart.com, for example, would go to, or BarbaraStorer.com would go directly to this page.
It would just,
And it would only be her information, her contact number, not anybody else's. She would get the lead. This is her baby right here.
and if somebody wanted to do this in the office, an agent, but they just wanted to customize it a little more, and still keeping the same content.
There's certain ways that we can, up to a certain point.
Right.
And if you get past a certain point, then it falls out of MLS compliance, and then it would be a custom website like what you have.
Right.
So if you wanted to add like all these, different things that we did for you, they'd have to just upgrade to the next level.
Right.
But we created this as a way to have what we think is an amazing platform.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So how much is
Search,
cost?
you go, it goes
I'll
by
go on
MLS. Make the search.
Yeah.
You do the search, it goes to MLS.
It's
Yes.
MLS on your website.
Ah, so everybody's going to have the same thing in the background, but customized to their own personal.
Yes. And we can customize what picture or videos in the background.
free
from MLS.
I think right now in our website, you have a website
Yeah.
from the company. I think also they can search MLS.
Right, but the difference is that they're gonna access all the agents in this office, not just you. So with this, you're guaranteed to get every lead about every listing.
Now, is this something like the Playster website that we have? where you can blog and do all of that other stuff. Can you do that here as well, or no? It's
Yeah, you can. The
Oh.
blog is an upgrade,
uh-huh.
but you can do it here as well.
What's the pricing? Can you tell pricing?
Yeah, for sure.
About that.
That's Teresa, private line.
Get to the point.
I like that.
She got trained by Sal.
She's suspended, Sal. Yeah, I love going
Just
there.
before I get to pricing, two quick things. This is a website we built for a building, okay? So if you have specific buildings that you're going after, we can actually develop a website just for that building. So I have lots of clients that go after the Bay Club, and if you Google Bay Club condos, I have at least 2 or 3 clients that are on the very top. So like Betsy Strauss and like Bay Benjamin, Steve Meyer, they all, Ed Egrinoff, they all go after this. We can also do community websites. So this guy's in Smithtown, but he wanted to go after Smithtown Pines, which is a neighborhood like Flower Hill and Manhasset, just for that. So he's sending postcards to every homeowner saying, I've got all the information about your neighborhood. And we grab all the listings from that neighborhood, we have all the information, the history of that neighborhood, all the details. So we can get that granular, and that is the content I was talking about that actually makes you more unique and nobody can ever touch you, right? You build that now, in a year or two, you're the expert for that local neighborhood, or the expert for that building, whatever, or like for condo developments. I have Judy'sCondos.com, she's killing it, because she like nailed that in 5 years ago when we showed her how to do that. We also provide technology coaching, so, you know, we're here, we're local, and we can be with you on the phone, virtual, screen shares, whatever the case may be. And here's the pricing you were looking for. So for just $500 setup and $50 a month, you have that entire website. Not only does it come with the website and the MLS listings, but you get a powerful dashboard with a CRM, with email promotion tools, Facebook sharing tools, print flyers that are branded just to you. And what I'm offering is if 10 agents in this office sign up today, I can give an additional 10% off. That's an extra 50 off setup, an extra 5 off each month. If 20 agents sign up, I'll do 20% off. And for today only, I'll actually include 15 minutes of free coaching call, one-on-one. So if you buy a website, I'll get on the phone with you for 15 minutes to talk about your marketing strategy, your marketing plan, and help you, build that up. And you're also going to get access to our closed Facebook group, where we provide technology and training for our clients.
Show me. I can speak for her. I'm sold, I ain't so far.
Great, welcome on board.
Where do I write the check to the program?
By a show of hands, how many people are interested in this package? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could potentially reach 10. If we get to 10, then you guys get the extra 10% off.
We gotta negotiate that.
We could get more people.
Well, I'm sure, we can definitely get 10.
Well, there's a few hundred
He's
people
gonna
in
want
this
that.
office.
Okay.
Negotiate.
Yeah.
That's why it's important by sending this
You gotta go, Ren.
slideshow out, so
Ren, you
everybody
gotta
has
go.
it, it's not here. It would help also. That's a no-brainer.
Daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
How long does it take to build, and what are we talking about, time frame?
So we're talking 5 to 10 business days.
5, 10 business days? And what about if you have another website, could you take content?
So we can look at it and see
Look
what we
at
can
it and
reuse.
evaluate.
Yeah. In worst case, we charge 95 an hour, so if you needed a customization or something, we can plug that in also.
What about a website name? Do you have to create your own?
So generally, we want you to buy your domain name,
Right.
because we want you to own it, so that you should have that for your life. And then we hook up to it.
What if you have your own domain?
That's perfect, we hook up to it.
You guys be right.
So if I have several domain names, I could just point them to this one site.
Yeah, and if they're specific to different towns, we could actually get creative.
No, there's variations. of-
Variations, yeah, that's fine.
Just point them on to
Yep.
If somebody has a website, does it pay to have this also?
I would have to look at their website to know, it does pay in some ways to have multiple websites, but if that website's not mobile responsive, isn't built on an SEO architecture, I would drop it at this point, unless they're gonna upgrade that for
Right.
relatively low price. You wanna make sure that you're on the newest technology, Mobile responsive is very important.
Right.
So the $50 would be for hosting monthly?
Yeah, it's for hosting, support, and the dashboard. So,
What about if you wanna promote it, capture leads and stuff, is that additional?
so then you would talk to us about a marketing plan. So whether that be listing syndication, Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing.
You could allocate certain money.
Yeah, you wanna, yeah. We want, so I mean, you know, part of why I asked Bart if we could be here is we really wanna partner with you because we find that realtors are, you know, you're talking to Zillow, you're talking to all these different companies, but you have multiple points of contact. Versus you could just have one point of contact and we'll actually give you honest opinion. Is it worth it to go spend $800 on Zillow to get a zip code? I'll tell you because I know which clients are getting results and which clients aren't. Because I kind of have, you know, we have like an overall view because we work with 200 offices and like thousands of agents. So I know what's worth it to put money into and what's not worth it to put money into. And if you don't like our CRM, I'll tell you which CRMs are the best CRMs. I have no like ego or like I'm not stuck with using our solution. I want to use what works best for you. And it might be a combination of different things. So we just want to be your partner in this and help you to grow. When you're successful, we're successful.
Do you own this when you buy it?
So you own the design of it, but the actual system itself is our system, so it's kind of like a lease. But all the contacts in it, all the content in it, all the photos, those are yours. So anything you put into the system, if you leave, you take it with you. That being said, our clients are with us, you know, some of them 10 years. On average, our clients are at least 6 years with us. So I mean, we have like really high retention rates, so we just provide a lot of value.
So if you leave, you don't get nothing.
No, we give you the design files, we give you all the contacts that were put into the system. So anything that you put in, you get back.
But the maintenance, you can still have the website.
Yeah.
Is there a contract period, you know,
So
1
no
year?
contracts, yeah. It's just set up and then monthly. You can go 1 month, go 12 months, go 6 years, 10 years, whatever you want.